This is the Rebel Call channel. Welcome to today's show. I mentioned in a previous video that the World Economic Forum was holding a quote-unquote, this is their term, not mine, special meeting. It's called Special Meeting 24. They held it about a week ago. And in that video, I talked about how they were talking about machine and man becoming one, how they can get this technology inside your body. Right? We all know how they can get the tech inside the body. It's just a matter of conditioning people into accepting it and watching how people react to them even talking about it. And most people don't care because they're too busy caring about what they're going to post on their social media accounts. So one of the other things to come out of Special Meeting 24 is something I've been covering heavily on the website. And that is what they're calling the cure for cancer. That is, of course, conveniently coming out right now. And that is, of course, a vaccine for cancer. They just talked about it at the World Economic Forum. In fact, this isn't a long ways away. It's happening right now. On the website, I talked about the man who just got that done to himself, one of the first people out in the open, at least. Now, we know that they've experimented with this for years and years and years. And of course, this isn't about curing anything. This is about getting something else inside your body. And this is about mRNA. This is ultimately what it's always been about, gene editing, turning humans into something different. Remember the quotes from Klaus Schwab, it'll change you. Yeah. So listen to them talking about this openly at Special Meeting 24, and I'll tell you where this is headed.
But the thing that excites me the most is what we're doing in cancer. We have amazing data in skin cancer. We're working with many regulators to get these to patients as soon as possible. And I think that because of the progress that the scientific community is making in the basic understanding of cancer, I believe in our lifetime, we're going to see most cancer being able to be taken care of, which would be a wonderful hope for humanity. As you know, for so many families who have all been touched by cancer, two loved ones. And I think if we could live in a world where cancer is treatable and not a death sentence, that will be a big step forward for mankind.
Yeah. Next decade or in 2 decades?
I'm talking years. Again, I'm talking years, and I'm hoping that potentially as early as next year, we will have the first product on the market for cancer.
So they're telling you that this is what's coming. And of course, this is something like I've mentioned on the website that plays into people's heartstrings. It plays into your heartstrings because we've all been affected by somebody who's gotten cancer. Now, nobody out there is asking how and why so many people are getting cancer. But those of us in the know understand chemtrailing, barium, aluminum, soft metal, right? If I told you that I was going to melt a Coca-Cola can, and then when you took a bath if you were going to stay in a bathtub for 24 hours a day, and I said, I'm going to take all these Coca-Cola cans, I'm going to melt them, and then you're going to bathe in that instead of bathing in water, you would say you're completely insane. If I told you that could give you cancer, you'd probably say, yeah, it probably could, right? But of course, we know that the way things are going, people need to see this stuff with their own eyes. So if it's microscopic and it's nanotechnology falling from the clouds and the skies onto people's bodies, they're not going to be able to see with their own eye. And then, of course, they've been brainwashed into thinking that we're all nuts, but none of them out there have the common sense to say, well, why do they keep talking about all these cancer events, March for cancer awareness, which is one of the most agitating things I've covered over the years. It's like, we're well aware of cancer. They keep doing these things, they're like, donate money, Cancer Awareness Month. We're aware of cancer. Is anyone out there not aware of cancer? Well, they want you to be aware of cancer because, of course, they want you to realize that the only way you're going to get that solved is by getting a certain something in your body that they're going to conveniently roll out. They're never going to talk about why cancer rates are so high, why cancer even exists in the first place. But that's what the common person's brain should be doing. The common person should be asking why cancer exists, why it exists, why does it exist, right? And say to themselves, why didn't it exist 100 years ago? Why is it new, right? But of course, they'll just think nothing further than, well, I guess it just popped up out of thin air and everybody just started getting it, right? Or what are you going to tell us? It's from carbon emissions? Is that what they're going to tell us? Probably, if they had an actual explanation for it. So while they're talking about this, you have to understand the other things happening because it's ultimately about manipulating people into it, right? Think about the thing they just did in 2020 that affected everybody's lives around the world. That data dump that they took from that was to see how many people were fearful, how many people were listening to Big Brother, how many people did what they were supposed to do or told to do, right? And one of the big things that they struggled with that whole event was getting people fearful of something that they've never heard of before. Because some people out there were skeptical. But one thing we've all heard about, because we've all been affected by it, is we all know somebody who's died of cancer. Every single person listening to this knows somebody. And if you don't know somebody in your personal life, you know of a famous person or somebody else where you could just automatically go, oh yeah, he died of cancer. She died of cancer. Everyone's aware of cancer. And that's why cancer is the perfect tool that's going to be used to manipulate people. It's ultimately what this whole thing has been about. Getting nanotechnology inside of your body and gene editing you, right? So that brings me to what I've been discussing, and it's risky for me to talk about here on YouTube, but at this point, I might as well. That's Kate Middleton. This whole thing with Kate, they started with Prince Charles. Prince Charles is not going to garner any support from many people. Of course, there's suckers who love the king and queen programming. All really ties down to princess programming, the mind control programming. Think about all the princess programming you've seen over the years, all the Disney movies about princesses, right? All the Lifetime movies, these awful Christmas movies, these awful low-budget films, always about a princess, right? Or a prince. This will play out perfectly. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Kate Middleton. We're going to see a roller coaster ride with Kate. And that event right there, special event 24, talking about cancer, it's going to culminate with Kate Middleton. Because once Kate Middleton goes through the ups and downs of chemo and everything else and isn't cured, the solution's going to be in place. And what the government needs to do is take somebody like Kate and play on your heartstrings. And that's exactly what they're doing. So this is the story to come out about Kate today that where I'm covering this, okay? That it's Kate's daughter's birthday. Does anyone out there, if I tell you that it's Kate Middleton's daughter's birthday, do you care? Of course you don't care. I mean, any real human being out there would just be like, what do I care? It's the princess's birthday. But of course, we're thinking as we think, not as sheep think, right? And it's about programming the sheeple. Underneath the video I'm about to play for you, which is about the birthday and the update on Kate Middleton, these are some of the comments. This is human beings commenting on a video as if they're actually commenting to Kate herself, which tells you what type of warped reality they're living in. They're living in an alternate universe, right? Look at all these comments. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Beautiful Princess Charlotte. Happy birthday, Princess Charlotte. Happy birthday. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, Princess Charlotte. She's so lovely. Happy birthday to our princess. She's a credit to her parents. Wishing Princess Charlotte very happy birthday. She's an amazing young lady with more I mean, look at these comments. More decorum than most adults. Happy birthday, Princess. I mean, it's creepy as well. I'm talking about a 9-year-old girl they're wishing happy birthday to that they don't know. But this is what I talk about. I talk about the hive mind of the internet. Look at these people interacting. You may have done this in the past, and that's look, as long as you become self-aware, we've all made mistakes, we've all done embarrassing things. Become self-aware of these types of things. Okay? These people are commenting on a video that I'm about to play for you from the Today Show that's updating you on Kate's health. This isn't even Kate's direct Twitter account, but this is how people are behaving. They're interacting with these people like they know these people. That's the hypnosis that they're under. And they'll tell you, they'll be like, oh, give me a break. This guy's just out of his mind. They're wishing happy birthday on a YouTube video posted by the Today Show for Princess Kate's daughter. Oh, I mean, huh? You okay? No, they're not okay. They're under hypnosis. Happy birthday, baby Charlotte. Happy birthday. Oh, and then everybody's thumbsing up the comments. Happy birthday to Princess Charlotte. Every person. What a lovely... This is how you engineer behavior. This right here is a perfect example of how they've engineered behavior. These people don't even know that they're in a hive mind. This isn't even people in a conscious state of mind commenting. They're just automatically doing this. This is how they've already programmed the mind. These people aren't even thinking to themselves, why am I commenting, wishing happy birthday to somebody I've never met before? Why do I even care that it's the princess's birthday? Because you're being told to care, that's why. And eventually when they make you care more and more about this 9-year-old girl and the family and Kate herself, well, when we have the miraculous cure for it, and then you suddenly get it, or you could actually get that preventative one, which is what this leads to, the preventative cancer vaccine. That's what it leads to, okay? But ultimately, when you see these comments, these are people that they're grooming. They're grooming. They don't even realize they're in a hive mind. Here's the story about Kate's daughter. Keep in mind how they're playing to the heartstrings of people out there about, oh, her poor girl, and she's going through such tough times with her mother. This psychologically continues to pull people in to care about this story, and you'll see where this goes. Take a look.
This morning, another royal birthday. Princess Charlotte, Prince William, and Princess Kate's only girl turning 9 today. And like in years past, Kensington Palace releasing this new photo to mark the special occasion, just taken days ago in Windsor by her mother.
We know that this family, particularly at the moment with Kate's cancer, is really safeguarding privacy. So for them to be actively giving out photographs of their children is significant.
But it's these images that show Charlotte's striking similarities to her mom, Kate, when she was younger, and even the late Queen when she was a girl. Princess Charlotte is third in line to the throne, the young princess growing up into quite the little lady, usually seen trying to keep the often rambunctious Louis in line, from telling him to stop his cute antics during Trooping the Color last June to nudging him on the balcony. Not afraid to give direction to her big brother as well. It's safe to say she's fulfilling her duties as big sister, and of course, she's her parents' favorite daughter, with a very special bond with her father since the very beginning.
She's been a little joy of heaven.
A sweet relationship that's been evident through the years, a close connection to the Princess of Wales too, following her lead and conducting this orchestra in Wales, even copying her mother's mannerisms. But it hasn't been an easy last year for the royal children, forced to grapple with their mother and grandfather's devastating health news. Prince William reassuring well-wishers this week. But if there's one thing for sure, it's that Charlotte and her brothers bring so much light to the royal family, even in their darkest times.
And guys, look, still no official update from the palace on Princess Kate's health. And even though we are seeing the king returning back to public-facing duties, the palace says his cancer treatments continue.
So what are you thinking after you see that? You're feeling sympathy for Kate, right? You're like, oh man, Kate, oh, the poor daughter. That's if you're not in a conscious state of mind. And most people don't watch the news in a conscious state of mind. They watch it, they don't realize they're being programmed. It's just like listening to music. Most people don't even know the lyrics of the songs they're listening to. Your brain's being programmed. This isn't a conspiracy. This is fact. This is how the brain works. Okay? There's different, your brain goes into alpha, delta, it goes into different wavelengths. When you're watching television, you're being programmed. That's why they call it programming. So what's the programming when you see that? Oh, poor Kate. What's the update on Kate? Right? They don't really, well, they're not saying to themselves, why do I care so much about Kate? And I mentioned on the website, it is critical to use Kate. Kate has no, oh, it's not conservative, it's not anti, it's a perfect middle person. All these people have been programmed in the princess program. They care so much about a princess and a queen and all this make-believe fairy tale crap. Okay? This is somebody that they'll be able to use and they'll be able to say, look, this, you know, if they did it with Donald Trump, liberals would be like, I don't get good, let them get it. They take a person that both sides of the aisle, while a massive divide is going on around the world with political ideology, they take somebody like this, who everybody's going to be sucked in and drawn to, a princess, right? Now, I mentioned earlier, what's also very important to note, okay? It's very important to understand this, is personalized mRNA. The person that just got rolled out for this personalized magic potion, so to speak, this personalized vaccine, okay? It's a personalized vaccine. They can personalize it to you, and they can also make preventative. So when we hear this, think about it. They're telling you to go get a preventative magic potion for the boogeyman virus that just occurred. A lot of people are like, I don't want to get that. You know, I'm not afraid of it. What, a cough, a sneeze? They get the data back. They see how many did it, how many didn't. Cancer, something everybody knows is real. Everybody knows exists, and everybody's fearful. Name somebody who's not fearful of cancer, right? I mean, I don't live in fear, but obviously if I got diagnosed with cancer, I wouldn't be thrilled about it, would I? Would you? No. How easy is it going to be to tell people that there's a cancer vax, right? Kay Middleton was cured from it, right? Watch Kay Middleton's roller coaster. She's going to go up and down. Oh, there's signs that she's getting healed. Oh, she's in remission. Oh, she's back on chemo. That's what this next year is going to be. Up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Pulling on your heartstrings like a movie. The climax, the middle of the movie, all that stuff. Up and down your emotions. And then ultimately, Kate's going to go, I'm going to try this, even though it's a trial vaccine. I'm going to try it because this is it. I have kids, and everyone out there is going to be sitting on the edge of their seat. And then she's going to be magically cured, right? And then what's the next thing you're going to hear about? Well, this is for people. First, you're going to hear, well, this is now released to the public because it shouldn't just be the royal rich elites. The public should have a shot at this, right? So-and-so's got a mother, a grandma, a cousin who has it. Oh, okay. And now we can give it to you, right? And we'll give it to you for free. It won't be expensive either. And they won't be suspicious of that. It won't cost you anything. We'll give it away for free. And then after that, after they see, because they'll only tell you the positives of it, then they'll tell you that there's a preventative one. So now you're 20 years old. You don't have to worry about ever getting it. Just go get it once a year and you won't get it. And these people will line up for it. That's how mind control works. That's what this story is about. I talked about it when that announcement was made. I've been waiting for it for years. I've been right on the money about this. Okay, there's a few things I've been right on the money about. Well, there's more than a few things. Okay, this was one of them. And the second this story came out where the people were putting up videos, getting millions of views, where's Kate? What's going on with Kate? Has Kate been replaced? I didn't know that this is where they were headed, but I've been waiting for a story like this. When they announced this, I knew this was where it was headed. And within days of that, quietly, stories not related to Kate were coming out about how they were going to release this in the UK. And they were going to do trials. And they were going to start with skin cancer. Then they were going to try pancreatic. That's where it's headed. They've got to. I can't emphasize it enough. They have to get this inside of people's bodies. Okay? They have to gene edit. And what it's going to take for them is how they can manipulate you into doing it. And they're going to do all different ways like this to get you to ultimately do it. They know that you're not going to be ultimately fearful. Only a small portion of people, every time they roll out Disease X, are going to line up for it, right? We know the brainwashed zombies out there are going to line up for it, but it's only about 50% of the population, maybe a little more. We know a lot more got the initial one because they were completely under mind control and have come out of it. But with this, think about the rates of you get the story out there first, let it sink in. Kate's cured. They aren't going to push it on you right away. Let it sink in, right? Then little stories about how it's out there. And little by little, this will become normalized. And it'll be a part of everybody's every year, your yearly dose to make sure this stuff's still in you, to gene edit you and keep you connected to the internet of bodies, folks. That's how this whole thing is going to work. That is the point of the story. And when I showed you earlier, when I showed you these people commenting, this is exactly what I warn about with the hive mind. This shows you the internet. These people are uploading their thoughts without realizing they're uploading their thoughts, right? They're all saying happy birthday. They think there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying that they're saying like something dirty or disgusting. They think by criticizing it, it's like, what am I doing that's wrong? That's control behavior. They have been coerced into this type of behavior. They don't even realize what they're doing, who are they speaking to by wishing happy birthday under Today's Show video, right? You think Kate's on there and her kids are on there looking at this video and they're like, oh, look at this. Miriam in North Dakota wished us a happy birthday. Thank you, Miriam. And they're going to comment and wave and they're feeling so good about it. No. So these people, then they just would turn beet red. They'd be like, well, that's not what that's not why I'm doing it. And you just go, well, why are you doing it? They don't have an answer as to why they're doing it because they're programmed, right? And this is what we need to break free from. This is the behavioral control I've warned about. And when you're under this type of hypnosis where you're commenting on videos like this to these people you don't know and it's not even their direct access to them, okay? It shows you that these people will do whatever they're told without even realizing it. They are completely programmed zombies. People need to come out of this before it is too late. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always and your families.